some tea here. Just not thinking ahead, I'm afraid. Alright, pop this in here. Some water. I'll drink the rest of this probably. And that should be enough for the tea. Alright, we're brewing. And in the meantime, the tea bag is going to tell me what I'm writing about, but I may either do something in addition to it, or I may say no, that I'm not going to use the tea bag. We will see. It's partially because there is another challenge out there that Ben Folds has put out there to his Patreons, is to write a song about a specific topic, and I think I kind of want to write about that. Open up to infinity and become infinity. You know what? I think I will be able, I'll be able to tie that into the idea. So the way that Ben Folds is doing this right now, and there's something weird with like the way that this is doing with the camera. Ben Folds was doing a thing where he was encouraging his patrons to write songs and based on headlines. And one of the headlines right now is a guy who just recently got a successful heart transplant from a pig. But that there were some people who had a problem with it because apparently this guy was someone who had stabbed people previously. So if I look up pig heart transplant, I should be able to get the actual story. I didn't want to look ahead because I think I may end up writing this song about this topic. But let's see, pig heart transplant stabbing, because I don't know if that was for sure the right one. Okay, yeah, he stabbed a man in 1988. Seven times that he stabbed someone. So let's see. So Schumacher Downey was at home babysitting her 2 grandchildren Monday when a message pinged on her cell phone. Her daughter had sent a link to a news article about a 57-year-old man with terminal heart disease. 3 days earlier at the University of Maryland Medical Center, he had received a genetically modified pig heart. The first of its kind transplant was historic, saving the man's life, offering the possibility of saving others. What a great breakthrough for science, Downey thought, reading the headline. Then her phone pinged again. Mom, Downey's daughter wrote. She told her to look at the man's name. Downey froze. The man being heralded as a medical pioneer, David Bennett Sr., was the same man who had been convicted in 1988 of stabbing her younger brother 7 times, leaving him paralyzed. So it didn't kill him, just left him paralyzed. Edward Schumacher had spent the next 19 years using a wheelchair before he had a stroke in 2005 and died 2 years later, 1 week before his 41st birthday. So it could have been at least a factor in the whole thing. Ed suffered, said Downey, who lives in Frederick, Maryland, the devastation and the trauma for years and years after my family had to deal with. After Bennett got out of prison, she said, he went on and lived a good life. Now he gets a second chance with a new heart, but I wish, in my opinion, it had gone to a deserving recipient. Yeah, we are not in the business of sorting sinners from saints. Crime is a legal matter, was what the bioethics professor at New York University has said. Wow, and I'm skimming over the rest of it. Yes, we can't give you a human heart, you don't qualify, but maybe we can use one from an animal, a pig. It's never been done before, but I think we can do it. That is a lot more complicated than I thought it was going to be as far as the story itself. Again, I've skimmed it mostly, but huh, that's going to be interesting. And I'm already thinking a completely different style of like the chords that I would use here are already going to be different than what I was coming up with earlier. Hmm. A lot more complex than I thought it was going to be. That would be a lot more of a silly thing to write about, but after rereading it, well, reading it, not even rereading it, reading it, it's a lot more to it than I thought. Let's go into the low flag bow. We'll find some fun sounds. Yeah, I like that for starters, at least. What is the sound of this anyway? And I've actually got it going through amplitude, and it doesn't need to be. It's dingy funk. actually was partially the amplitude. I may have to re-add that amp effect in there because it actually is really cool. And lo and behold, I actually didn't know I could combine the amp sounds with that. That's kind of awesome. Almost had it right. Let's get some drums up in here. Well, Penelope kit. Yeah, I like that. Let's do that. Try that. I'm actually going to take one of my regular sounds that I do. I'm going to put it through one of those I'm going to throw it through one of the amplitude amps to see how that sounds. Maybe not through that specific amp though. Try a different amp though. I like that. There we go. Yeah, this is completely different than what I thought I was going to be writing. Let's copy this over though. I don't know if I like that. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, that's not too bad. That I can work with. That I can work with. All right, let's do that. I like that for starters. may want to change the bass notes for what I'm doing up top. Yeah, I think I do. I think I want to change the notes there. The beauty of MIDI. I want to do dun. Yes. Then that'd be. Yeah, I like that way better. If I can pull that chord off, I love that. Yeah, I think that's my winner. That's my winner, and I'm not going to overthink this. Not going to overthink it. Yeah. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I actually really like this. Yeah, I really, really like that. Back, verse. I may just stick to the 2 sections. I may go clavinet on this next part. I've been using clavinet a lot this year. Let's go with the clavinet though. Let's do it. Let's go with the clavinet again. Come on, come on, come on, come on. All right, keyboards. Let's see if the clavinet is even like. It's funny because I keep thinking maybe clavinet will sound bad on this one, and every time I've been happy, and that's famous last words. Because this time it will be bad. It will be a bad combination with the things I've been doing. I like it. Throw that C in there the second time. So then the first section. So I think what I want to do is have an alternate verse, because the way that it currently is, I think, is perfectly fine. But we'll have a version of it that also uses clavinet. So let's, and I think that's... So let's try that. So what I think I do want to also do, though, is I want to end up having a bass sound that's similar to this here, but with a different pitch. Like, I don't think that I want to stick with the same... Like, I think the buzzy one, first of all, it's a little out of tune, but I think that that's intentional. But I think I want something that's a little stronger on the bass. That's actually maybe this octave sub here, playing the same notes that I played. Although I need to bring it all up an octave, so let's do this, and I think it's shift up. Yeah, there it is. There it is. This I will again want to shift up. Like, I'll still keep that buzzy one in there. Yeah, that's gonna sound good. I think that's probably enough sections, though. So I think the chorus is really going to be an alternate verse. I don't think I'm going to go too crazy there. I think we're just going to have the two sections, but one with clavinet, one without. And I think this is enough to work with. 1, 2, here comes the verse. Actually, I'm going to change my mind on that. I think my intro is going to be the same. We're not going to have, it's going to be the same in some ways. Like, we will have the drums, going to have the bass, but that's it, maybe. Yeah. That'll work. Okay, so let's record intro first. actually kind of like that. Let's grab some guitar because we can. All right, let's. What we gonna do right here? Let's go with amplitude 5. We got the guitar. A little buzzy because it's not plugged in. It's with buzzy. it off, though, even though I'm not playing anything in this part. Oh, wow. See, I'm finding out that they went to high school together. There was history, too. There was alcohol involved. think it just about got it. like, wait, why is he doing that? Because the guitar was on. Oh, 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 no, no, no. I'm feeling glad I got sunshine. All right. No. We want to go ahead and get a lead vocal on the chorus. Woo. To society, but an act like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Splintered paths become a dead. That's going to be tough in this key. You can repay your debt to society, but an act like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. That is so tough to sing. Let me pay your debt to... You can repay your debt to society, but an act like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. You can repay your debt to society, but an act like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. I actually want to take what I've got here at this 97 beats per minute and export it into Adobe Audition first before I record the vocals. Because I'm definitely thinking, as high as I've made this for myself, I may want to make sure that I can record this in pieces, because this is yet another one that I have recorded in a key that's really, really high and really tough for me. And that seems to be a pattern this month. A very ill-advised pattern. Yeah, no, let's redo that, because I think that was not going to export all of the stuff we actually wanted to export just now. Yes, replace all of the things. Yeah, that's more like it. It's taking time to render the audio. Okay, so let's go into 97. going into Adobe Audition now for the recording of the vocals. And I think again it was 97 was my beats per minute. And let's type that in. There we go. And let's insert the audio from all of the things here. Yeah, I've got the GC vocal in there, but none of it's going to be blank because there's nothing that I wanted to keep among that. So yeah, that's dead. Guitar I definitely don't need. The kit is this is probably the bass. Yep. That's the main bass. That's Buzzy. Buzzy more to the left speaker. And then this. Actually, we're going to do that. So I may do the clavinet in the right speaker. I do think I want a little bit of reverb on the clavinet. Same thing with the keys. You can repay your debt to society, but don't act like that. It'll cling to your eternity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Splinter paths become infinity. try it again. You can repay your debt to society, but it act like that. It'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. If it's not in your identity, it's in that shop. But it never ends. I'm going to do double. You can repay your debt to society, but it act like that. It'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Sweeter. Yeah. But it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. You can repay your debt to society, but it act like that. It'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. It's really tough to sing. Can't make it to that second line. To society, but it act like that. But it act like that. I'm gonna do a little better than that. But it act like that. No, that's not better. But it act like that. That. But it act like that. A lot closer. Society, but it act like that. That was actually pretty good. See how that might work. It'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash up, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. To society, but let's do a harmony vocal here. To society, but an act like that. To society, but an act like that. But an act like that. To society, but an act like that. To society, but an act like that. It'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash up. May try to be, but it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. Repay your debt to society, but an act like that. It'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash up, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. That works. Hey, Mr. Tim Kitzrow. You can repay your debt to society, but an act like that. It'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash up, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. You can repay your debt. The Fool on the Hill, Man of a Thousand Songs, and voices singing perfectly. I love that. Man of a thousand songs, singing perfectly loud. But an act like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash up, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the same thing with the second chorus here. You can repay your debt to society, but an act like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never. But it never ends. That's how I gotta need to do it right there. But it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. You can repay your debt to society, but an act like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. I keep on going, but it. But it's fitting that you make the Fool on the Hill reference there, Tim. One of the things that Rachel was saying as we watched the Beatles get back, she's like, you're Paul. Better or worse, she's seen me do things like that with, like, in a group setting where I'm, like, kind of playing traffic director. No matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Splintered paths become infinite. For better or worse. Thank you, Tim. Paths become infinity. And this is such a weird concept for what I'm writing the song about, but I'm just gonna say Ben Folds has a Patreon, and today he was challenging his Patreon patrons to write a song based on a headline, and the headline that was chosen was the story that's in the news about the guy who just got a pig heart transplant. First time that's been successful, where the heart is from a pig. The first time that's in a human, which should be like this great scientific story, but it's being overshadowed by the fact that the guy who got the pig heart stabbed a guy 7 times years ago. He did his time. He did 6 years in prison and was released. The guy did not die at first, but it definitely ruined his life, ruined the family's life with that. I've gone to unexpected places from this, from when I heard what the headline was, and then when I read more of the story and where I was going to go with this. And it's like, this is going to unexpected places as a result of reading more of the story with this, because apparently also these were like guys that knew each other in high school. This was not a stranger. And I suppose when you stab someone 7 times like that, it's probably not a stranger. This is someone where there is some history and some... But it's a crazy story no matter how you slice it. But you see also in this story like pictures of the guy that did the stabbing, who is still alive with the pig heart, and his happy family that's around him. So dude has a family. It's very interesting. What is undeniable is that the events of that evening irreconcilably changed both of those families' lives forever. But it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. Like, I thought I was going to be writing a silly, like, ha-ha song, and then I read the story. I'm like, oh, this is deeper than that. But it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. But it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. You may try to be, but it never ends. Splintered paths become... Oh yeah, I love when you can get that Chris Difford low harmony match with the Glenn Tilbrook high tenor. Love their voices. You know what they would tend to do a lot though is octaves, where it's not even harmonies. So now that you've said that, maybe I'll go one further and I'll do a unison octave lower on the choruses specifically for you, Tim. For you, Tim. I'm going to do this. And I think you'll really find that the octave vocal is really going to bring out that squeeze thing. It's going to sound good. I think it's going to sound... I've done that in songs before. I've done that, like, yeah. Still. You can repay your debt to society, but an act like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never... But I keep trying to do that. You can repay your debt to society, but an act like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. Which is fun. Take me, I'm yours. Yeah, like it's got that take me, I'm yours thing all of a sudden. If I take this by itself especially. You can repay your debt. There it is. To society, but an act like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. Yeah, that gives it a squeeze sound. You can repay your debt to society, but an act like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I like the suggestion, Tim. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I think that gives it a cool sound. All right, I'm gonna need to sing it a second time too. You can repay your debt to society, but an act like that, It'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. You can repay your debt to society, but an act like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I start saying yeah even on the take. You can repay your debt to society, but act like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to add the... You can repay your debt to society, but act like that. Yeah, for the last chorus only, we're going to put in that high vocal too. All right, and and again, where you kind of want to, from my experience, you want to layer it in a way to where you're continuing to give more to the listener each time. And one of the ways that I can do that is only sing part of the lines. Like there's 3 choruses. Chorus 1 is just the 2 vocals that are already, well, 3 vocals that are already there. Chorus 2, the 3 vocals, and then the high vocal comes in sometimes. And then for the final chorus, they're all singing the whole time. Again, gives the ear a little something new each time. So let's do that. Let's try it. To society, it's gonna sound so ridiculous by itself. Always does. To society, it'll cling to your identity. Gotta still figure out where the note is. To society, it'll cling to your identity. Identity, it'll cling to your identity. To society, identity. How clean you may try to be. Splinter paths become infinity. You can repay your debt. It's starting to come together. To society, identity. May try to be. Splinter paths become infinity. You can repay your debt to society, but it act like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Splinter paths become infinity. There it is. So ridiculous by itself. Pay your debt to society, but it act like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. So now we have all of those. Let's do a cappella so you can hear, without context to the music, how it sounds. You can repay your debt to society, but it act like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. You can repay your debt to society, but it act like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. And again, with the context of the music, we get this. You can repay your debt to society, but it act like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never it sounds good. Okay, I still need the bridge. I've written the bridge, but I need to sing it and figure out what my melody is. See, and now that you've mentioned Squeeze, I'm thinking more along the lines of what Tilbrook and Difford would do with the melody. This is not a Squeeze song, clearly. Like, lyrically, I can't think of one that's that much similar, but there's bits of it. I'm going to keep that going. I don't know about your frame of mind when you stabbed them 7 times, 6 years in prison. I think it is going to be paying for the crime. But eye for an eye, you made the world blind. Okay, here we go. Let's do that. And I think I'm going to keep the Chris Difford low vocal. I'm gonna do that on the bridge too. I don't know about your frame of mind when you stabbed them 7 times, 6 years in prison paying for the crime. Eye for an eye, you make the world blind. I don't know about your frame of mind. That's gonna sound cool, actually. That's really going to sound cool. Let's do that. The Difford style low vocal on this is going to sound really cool. Yeah, drop in a baritone line. Oh my goodness, yeah. Oh, oh my goodness. Don't know about your frame of mind. I could do that. Oh my goodness. You don't know. That's going to even. I don't know about your frame of mind. This is sounding cool with the chords too. I don't know about your frame of mind when you stabbed them 7 times, 6 years in prison paying for the crime. But eye for an eye, you. I have to burp now. All right. I don't know about your frame of mind. Frame of mind, it goes da da, goes right there. Let's try it again. I don't know about your frame of mind when you stabbed them 7 times. 6 years in prison paying for the crime. But eye for an eye, you make the world blind. And the crazy part, like also about the story too, alcohol was very much involved. I'm gonna do 7 times. I'm gonna do the every other line like that with the baritone, like you said. Tim, I'm taking your suggestions to heart this evening. I'm gonna drop a really low vocal. Going real nuts with how low this will go. Alright, no. Got this. GC Vox 5. It'd be every other line. Probably just during the bridge. About about your frame of mind. It's gonna sound ridiculous. It's gonna be great though. About your frame of mind. 7 times. Paying for the crime. You make the world blind. I don't know about your frame of mind. When you stabbed them 7 times. 6 years in prison paying for the crime. Eye for an eye, you make the world blind. That's ridiculous. Alright, but I do still need to sing that bridge a second time later on in the song here, too. So I need to sing all the parts again. I could just copy paste, but I kind of like when it's a little different each time, too. I don't know about your frame of mind. When you stabbed them 7 times, 6 years in prison paying. Oh, so better. I can do better. I don't know about your frame of mind. When you stabbed them 7 times. 6 years in prison paying for the crime. But eye for an eye, you make the world blind. Yeah, Godly and Cream, yeah. See, you don't know, but the shape I'm in, you cheat and you lie, makes me want to cry. Yes. Members of 10cc in that group, Godly and Cream. And so without going too far into it, I only in recent years became familiar with how incredibly cool Andrew Gold was. I heard his song Never Let Her Slip Away for the first time just a few years ago, and I was just blown away by what I heard by that song. Never Let Her Slip Away, Andrew Gold was like, I'd heard Lonely Boy. I knew Lonely Boy. Never Let Her Slip Away was like, whoa. What is this? This is amazing. And I almost immediately wanted to reach out to this guy. And then I discovered he was the guy that did Spooky Scary Skeletons on top of it, too. I'm like, I gotta reach out to this guy. This guy is amazing. I just want to tell him how great he is. He had already passed. Unfortunately, he had already passed away. But even so, discovering, like, oh, hello, my lady. Hello, Rachel. And you were joined by Mr. Tim Kitzrow as well. That's who I'm telling this story to here. But no, just Andrew Gold. And obviously his other big contribution was the song Thank You for Being a Friend, which obviously, funny enough, Golden Girls. Underneath this, we have my Golden Girls moon shirt here that is on underneath my... So there you go. But no, the reason that comes into play with the Godly and Cream portion is, imagine Chris and Glenn doing that Godly and Cream stuff. Oh, see, there you go, right? My goodness gracious, that would be really incredible for them to do that song, Cry. But the reason that I bring that up is another member of the band 10cc had a band in the 80s with Andrew Gold that I only recently discovered, Wax. And another song that I heard that Andrew Gold was involved with is Bridge to Your Heart. I heard for the first time within the last year or two, and that one blew me away. I'm like, this guy was incredible. Guy mostly behind the scenes, but man, Andrew Gold, he was the real deal. And there's this great story about him being Linda Ronstadt's lead guitar player and doing the parts for You're No Good. And there was that boom, 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 that whole thing right there was Andrew Gold's contribution to the song. It wasn't in there. They had left it blank, not knowing what they wanted to put there. It was just kind of just that drum beat. and then that bang da do da do ba ba da da, and he was up late at night working on that, and he finishes his parts with that. He goes home, he gets some sleep, like really, really late night session. Comes back the next morning, and apparently he missed the tirade because Linda heard it. Linda Ronstadt heard it, was not thrilled. Like, what is this Beatles shit on the song? It's the way the story goes. But thankfully, by the time Andrew woke up and came to the studio, she had cooled off. She'd listened to it. She'd grown accustomed to it, and she actually did like it. But it was a close one. Had he been there on time, had he not had that late night and like slept in a little bit, it could have been maybe a different story there. But that is the alleged story of what happened with that. It was within a podcast where I believe they were talking to Andrew a little bit about it too. He kind of dodged a bullet on that one, but also came up with like the most incredibly cool part for that because he was a big Beatles fan as well. So yeah, Andrew Gold. Wow. The more I've dived into the stuff that he did, the more I like that guy. All right, I'm getting way off track. Okay, that's right. I don't know about your frame of mind when you stabbed them 7 times. 6 years in prison paying for the crime. But eye for an eye, you make the world blind. Little Gandhi quote to go in there. I don't know about your frame of mind. And I'm taking Tim's suggestion on this, and I'm doing the baritone, the deep bass in parts for this part too. Your frame of mind 7 times. Let's get that a little better. Frame of mind 7 times. Paying for the crime. You make the world blind. There you go. Okay, so I think I just need the verses. Nah, I can do a little bit. It's all you got right now is deep bass. I can help. All I got right now is deep bass. Yes. How are you doing with COVID there, Big Will? I'm sorry that you're having to deal with that. Frame of mind 7 times. Paying for the crime. You make the world blind. Way better that time. I was actually concentrating on the notes a little better. Then you stabbed them 7 times. 6 years in prison, paying for the crime. So I do need to level these levels out here. I got really scathing verses, by the way. Very scathing. Big Will, I'm on the mend. Far better than Monday. I actually thought I was going to die that day. I'm glad you didn't. Now it's just back to my usual silly paranoia while feeling like... Well, you were, I believe, vaccinated, if I'm not mistaken, as well, right? I don't know. Successful transplant. Successful transplant. Successful transplant, the hands of the surgeon were steady. Some would say you had the heart of a pig already. Vaxxed but not boosted. Well, you know, hey, it's something. Successful transplant, the hands redo that. I don't like that. I don't like the timbre of my voice on that. Successful transplant, the hands of the surgeon were steady. Okay, that's a little better. Successful transplant, the hands of the surgeon were steady. Let's do better. Successful transplant, the hands of the surgeon were steady. I agree, Big Will. By the way, Mr. Kitzer, a huge fan of your work on the Mutant Football League game. You are awesome. He really is. Successful, successful. I'm gonna do that. Successful. Successful transplant, the hands of the surgeon were steady. Some would say you had the heart of a pig already. It's a scathing line. Transplant, the hands of the surgeon were steady. Yeah, that's way better. Way better. Some would say you had the heart of a pig already. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do... You had the heart of a pig already. Some would say you had the heart of a pig already. So Ben Folds actually issued this challenge for what it's worth, Will. I don't know if you saw that portion of this, but Ben Folds... Yes, a pig, like pig grunts from animals. Yeah, you know what? I actually may have access to that, too. I may have access to pig sounds that I could throw in here, but... Successful transplant, the hands of the surgeon. You're not wrong. Tim, you're coming up with good ideas. Some would say you had the heart of a pig already. I could probably put some pig sounds in there. I bet I have access to them. I bet... Oh, but I'm in the wrong program for it. That would have been an Ableton thing. Right now, within this, I don't have access. For a second, I was thinking maybe I do. No, I do not have access in this current thing. I have to go back into Ableton for that. That's all right. This is Ben Folds who ended up making the suggestion, though. Ben Folds. Yeah, see, I actually, no, here's a ridiculous thing, too, because I did grow up on a ranch at one point in time where we actually had cattle and all of that, and I went to a, either a state or a county fair where I heard someone doing pig calls. And I was mesmerized by it enough where I kind of wanted to learn how to do it. And so I listened to what he did, and I learned how to kind of do like a pig call. So I probably could do my own. Why not? If I throw that in there, I'll throw that in the background and put a whole lot of reverb on it. Yeah. Okay, Tim? You may need a writer's credit on this. At least a production credit for some of these suggestions that you've been making. So I'm going to go Piggy. Piggy is the name of this track. Okay, and I'm going to do this, but I'm going to make it to where it's really echoey in background. Make sure I'm not recording over the wrong thing here. All right. Okay. Oh my goodness. I did that. All right. That's something I didn't think that I would ever end up actually throwing on a song anytime soon, at least. But yeah, let's go ahead and go with this one that says Piggy here. We're going to do a couple of things with it. We're going to do the dynamics processing -24 like I do for my normal vocals. I'm going to reverb the hell out of this. Reverb, studio reverb, Great Hall. Had the heart of a pig already. I don't know. Yeah, you're not wrong. I fucking love you for trying this crazy shit. It's what I do. Like last night, I don't know if you saw, I was in a really bad mood last night after, like, I was a foul mood that I had after work that day. And I did not feel like doing a song. And the T tag that I got was, I am beautiful, I am bountiful, I am blissful. On a day when I felt anything but. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'll write this song. I am beautiful, I am bountiful, I am blissful, I am blah. And so I added I am blah. And I just rocked out. Not wanting to write and record a song, I wrote like a really like rocking song. Yes, it's why you have a delete button though when you need it. Yeah, exactly. If it doesn't, if I change my mind, yeah, no, that was a bad call. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Oh, you saw the song. That's cool. Thank you, Tim. I really appreciate your continued support. Now, I do think one of the things I'm going to do with the... Oh, this will be even funnier. Not necessarily funnier, but cooler. I will start the pan of the Peggy sounds in the left headphone, and it will circle to the right. Oh, it's... I did it the other way around. It's right to left. That sounds cool. I'm going to keep it. Well, the song is almost done. I need one more verse, and I don't know if I need much of anything else, unless there's like a lead guitar part or something that I want to put on there. I do need to write one more line. And it's another scathing. It's another scathing line. I'll start it from the beginning. This is what I got thus far. I need just a second verse, and it's 2 lines. And the line I've got is, they said you need a heart, I thought that would be obvious. Which is actually what makes me think that what I may need to do, now this is something I would not often do here, but it makes sense that if I'm going to do my current one that I'm thinking is my second verse is probably a better first verse. The one that was my second verse is probably a better, like, switch. 2 and 1 need to switch. So what I could do here, and I think I'm going to, is I'm going to connect these 3 things, my first verse, and I'm actually going to move it over to my second verse. I'm going to place it, and it the piggy needs to go with it, though. All of this, in theory, I played it to... Let's ungroup these, actually. These 3. Because I played to a click track, I'm going to move these over to the second verse. And now I just have to line them up. Successful transplant. Now it's not lined up now, so it doesn't sound right. But I got to line it up, and then if I get it to sound right, it'll be good. Successful transplant the hands of the... Successful transplant the hands of the surgeon were steady. I think that's pretty much right in time now. Some would say you had the heart of a pig already. I don't know about your frame of mind. Then you stabbed them 7 times. Alright, so now we just need a first verse, and this song will basically be done. So let's give this a listen, figure it out. That's now my second verse. The other part's my first. Alright. So now it'll be like words that rhyme with obvious that'll be good here. Sloppiest. You got a guitar or bass line for me? I'd be up for that. If you got a guitar or bass line for me that you want to send my way, I'll totally turn it into something. Oh my goodness. Okay, I forgot. I was considering writing this line earlier this evening, but I think I'm going to add it. You did some cutting of your own as a hobbyist. They said you need a heart. I thought that would be obvious. As a hobbyist. Said you need a heart, I thought that would be obvious. Oh man, I like that. Alright, let's do that. You did some cutting of your own as a hobbyist. Yeah, that'd be great. You did some cutting of your own as a hobbyist. They said you need a heart. I thought that would be obvious. You did some cutting of your own as a hobbyist. They said you need a heart, I thought that would be obvious. Now, you say guitar and or bass line, but is it for this song or is it a separate thing you're thinking of? You did some cutting of your own as a hobbyist. They said you need a... You did some cutting of your own as a hobbyist. In this song, okay. So Tim, will you be okay with me playing it on my phone here? I imagine you're probably perfectly fine with playing it on my phone. That's going to be the only way to do that. He sent me a voice clip. I could actually go to you if, like Rach was talking about that. In theory, I could go to you and we could talk even during this. But I don't know. Well, is that how it's done? I can invite friends, but I think that's inviting you to the stream. Sent a voice clip. I'm going to play the voice clip. So what do we got? Now, that little green thing I don't think is on my... Oh, yes, it is, actually. You are up there, my darling. You are up there as a possibility. But I don't see Tim on there as a possibility. Yeah, his is not turned on, I think. Maybe. Guest requests. My viewers. Bring someone on camera. No, he's not. He doesn't have the technology for some reason, Beb. Does not have the green next to it. I could add you. There's a way, apparently, Tim, that we can end up... you can bring a person on the live stream with you. So, I could throw to you. Like, I could throw to Rach right now. And then she would say, no, me, caveman. But... Okay. I think I actually hear exactly what you're talking about. I'm gonna have to include Tim with the writer's credit on the song, but I'm okay with that as well. Make it... Okay, there we go.
Did some cutting of your own as a
Right here.
hobbyist. They said you need a heart. I thought that would be
Yeah, this is gonna be good.
obvious. I don't know about your frame
Then
of
break into a wild, quick verse solo.
did some cutting of your own.
Ah.
Did some cutting of your own as a hobbyist. They said you need a heart. I thought that would be obvious.
Yeah. I kind of like that.
Did some cutting of your own as a hobbyist. They said you need a heart. I thought that would be obvious.
Yep. So I do think what I'm going to do.
Did some cutting of your own as a hobbyist. They said you need a heart. I thought that would be obvious. I don't know about your frame of mind when you stabbed them 7 times. 6 years in prison, paying for the crime. Eye for an eye, you make the world blind. You can repay.
Okay, I hear ideas now.
Did some cutting of your own as a hobbyist. They said you need a heart. I thought that would be obvious. I don't know about your frame of mind when you stabbed them 7 times. 6 years in prison, paying for the crime. Eye for an eye, you make the world blind. You can repay your debt to society, but an act like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Slandered past become infinity. Successful transplant the hands.
Yeah, I think that's
of the surgeon are steady.
I'll specifically do that during the. So this is kind of a lead guitar. I will do this, and then the song will definitely be done. La 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 la. Taking suggestions from Tim Kitzrow, writing songs with Tim Kitzrow. That's kind of awesome. All right. Say maybe after lyric do a break, go to that riff with bass first and add electric and Spanish guitar into solo. Yeah, could be. I was like, wait a minute, why does it do that? Because it's still recording the... I don't like that, but I like the rest of it. Definitely want some echoey on that. Definitely brings the Pink Floyd. So I'm actually come in with that. Do you think I'm going to do that?
I don't know about your frame of mind. When you stabbed them 7 times, 6 years in prison, paying for the crime. Eye for an eye, you make the world blind. You can repay your debt to society, but an act like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. Successful transplant, the hands of the surgeon were steady.
Yes, a couple of long... Yeah, 7 long stabs. Yeah, 1 for each, right? I really didn't know if people were going to dig this, so I'm especially loving that you're actually getting into the idea of helping on this one. Yeah, I'm actually going to do that. I'm actually going to do the 7 stabs after the lyric 7 times.
7 times since you was in prison, for the crime.
I'm so glad you're liking it, because I was like, no one is going to like this song. No one is going to like this song. And, no, it's cool. Thanks for your contributions to it. Well, yeah, of course. So glad to let you play on this. I don't know if you realize this, but you're Tim fucking Kitzrow. I am honored.
Then you stabbed her 7 times since you was in prison, for the crime.
Not quite in tune, though, either. You could tell that wasn't quite... It's very close to in tune, but not quite. There we go. That's going to be better.
Then you stabbed her 7 times since you was in prison, for the crime. Then you stabbed her 7 times since you was in prison, for the crime.
I don't think I'm going to have as much reverb on this stuff. So we're going to do the same thing in the later part of the song.
7 times since you was in prison, for the crime. 7 times since you was in prison, for the crime.
I've thrown in pig noises, stabbing guitars.
Since you was in prison, for the crime.
By the way, the volume level of the stabs is also -7.
7 times since you was in prison, for the crime. But for an eye, you make the world blind. You can repay your debt.
Now I have to be careful that, like, whenever I'm having vocals in there, I need to make sure that the lead guitar that I just played does not interfere with the vocal. Like, that's a little loud. Sounds really cool though.
Did some cutting of your own as a hobbyist. They said you need a heart, I thought that would be obvious. I don't know about your frame of mind. When you stabbed them 7 times.
Yeah, unfortunately, the stabs are too loud at 7. I was like, something has gone wrong here, though, where that...
Like that, it'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you to be, but it never ends
That is
like that.
that recorded in more than one place where it shouldn't have. That's why I was like, that's too loud. That is way too loud. So let's.
You can repay your debt to society. But I let the world blind. You can repay your debt to society, but it act like that. It'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never ends. Splintered paths become infinity. Successful transplant, the hands of the surgeon were steady. Some would say you had the heart of a pig already. I don't know about your frame of mind. Then you stabbed them 7 times. 6 years in prison, paying for the crime. But eye for an eye,
Yes, stabs sustains 4 beat each building.
pig already.
So what I'm actually thinking I'm going to do with the stabs is put them left, right. It's going to be a little more work to do it, but I'm going to go left to right ear, where it's going to and it won't be that difficult to do. Where it's going to be there, it's in the left speaker, and all of a sudden it's in the right speaker, and then it's back in the left speaker. And then it's back in the right speaker after that. And then it's back in the left speaker after that. It's going to ping pong with that, and it's going to sound pretty cool. I've done stuff like that in other songs. Although it can be really disorienting too, so I want to make sure that it doesn't sound too weird in headphone stuff. Like one of my songs I did called Rise Chicken, where I did that it can be really weird.
7 times. 6 years in prison, paying for
It sounds cool in this case. Like in the song I was doing, Rise Chicken, which was on a album a day thing, it did that same sort of thing, but I realized in order for the wow effect, I also needed to have a second one that was low in the mix that wasn't panning, or it sounded really, really weird. So, yeah. So let's do the same thing here. That one's in the left speaker. Number 2's in the... Getting to the point where I'm going to need to call it, just because otherwise we'll be into the next day. It is almost 11. I'm going to try to keep this to about 3 hours. It's 2 hours, 44 minutes, and Ben Folds is going to try to write his song in 3 hours. So I may need to just call it with this one.
times. 6 years in prison, paying for the crime.
I'll save some of the other ideas for the next time. All right. I think sounded good in headphones.
You did some cutting of your own as a hobby. They said you need a heart. I thought that would be obvious. I don't know about your frame of mind. When you stabbed them 7 times. 6 years in prison, paying for the crime. Eye for an eye, you let the world blind. You can repay your debt to society, but it act like that. It'll cling to your identity. It doesn't wash off, no matter how clean you may try to be, but it never
Lick does sound really good. That's a great
ends.
suggestion.
Become infinity. try to be, but it never ends. Splintered past become infinity.
And again, the thing I had here was open up to infinity and become infinity. That was what I had for the T part of it. But again, when Ben Folds ends up saying, I'm challenging you, my patrons, to write a song about this news story about the guy who just had a pig heart successfully put in him. And it turns out that this is a guy who stabbed someone 7 times back in the day. Did 6 years in prison. Yeah, you know, it turns out the more you read into the actual story that's behind it, it's deeper than, you know, the headline suggests. So it immediately ended up making this a much deeper composition than I thought it was going to be on its surface. I thought it was just going to be this silly, like, you know, I had a big heart, and instead, you know, like, as lighthearted as one can make such a subject. And no, this is not the song I thought I was going to write for this, but I do kind of like it. So, and I am actually putting Tim Kitzrow as a co-songwriter on that. He made suggestions that I kept. We have written a song together. You contributed to the song. Okay, what I am going to do though is I need to go back into the mix down here, make a new mix down that is a little lower. Just a little bit lower. File, save, exit, mix down. Is such a good suggestion, especially, but that and some of the other production choices and everything. Tim Kitzrow, you have now co-written a song with me. I'm putting you down as co-writer of said song. Well, you are welcome, and thank you so much, because I swear every time I see your name in there, it's like, oh my god, Tim's watching, it's so cool. All right. Yeah, because Will Gilman helped co-write a song that I've got in the video game Rock Band as a downloadable song, Sweet Canadian Mullet. He made some suggestions that I kept in the song. Ba-da-da-bow. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-da. That is really a fun little riff.
Did some cutting of your own as a hobbyist. They said you need a heart. I thought that would be all.
I am looking forward to my April 1st album this year, guys. It's not that I can't say anything about it yet, but I'm trying not to say too much about it publicly. But I've got a really fun and ridiculous idea for my April 1st album this year. And I'm really looking forward to springing that on people. There's going to be some good songs. Like, Tim, I don't know if you caught what I did last year. You may have. My song titles last year for my April 1st album, the titles themselves last year were We're No Strangers to Love, You Know the Rules, and So Do I, Full Commitment. That's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just want to tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Those are the song titles from my April 1st album from last year. And I've got something not exactly the same, but just about as silly for April 1st this year. Cannot wait to spring it on y'all. Album is about 1/3 written and recorded. And my June album is almost completely recorded. And it's not even used in most of the January stuff. right there. I'm going to go ahead and make a couple of notes on here. Co-written by Tim Kitzrow. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and take the track here, copy it, pop them into the Facebook folder here, and we will be good to go. Thank you very much. Got it in about 3 hours time, actually. Looks like it was 2 hours 53 minutes or so. 2 hours 55 minutes. Thanks for watching. Before we cut off the stream, let's go ahead and put the link in here. The link, the warrant. I am live right now. Boom. Dude, please no. And there you go. Done. Thanks very much. Have a good night. Oh, I'm still going, aren't I? I've shut off the Facebook one. That doesn't mean I shut off